Hello, and welcome to Big Yap Energy.
A weekly yap sesh with your new besties.
Join us to yap about everything books, pop culture, motherhood, and everything in between.
Sit back, grab your favorite beverage, and let's chat. Welcome to Big Yap Energy. I'm Kailey.
And I'm Neely, and today it is just Kailey and I, and we are going to talk about nostalgia, like TV shows, movies, books, stationery. You'll know when you get there. It's just nostalgia. Because you know what, guys? Like they really, like Kailey and I find ourselves saying they just don't make it like they used to about so many things, and we were like, we need a deep dive. So
a throwback.
I mean. Truly. But before we dive into that, should we do some ones and fives?
Yes, hit me with your ones and fives.
Okay, so my one is that I am not somebody who suffers from like very bad allergies, like in general. Like Charlotte and Andrew get allergy shots, but like I am not somebody who like really struggles. I'll have bad days here and there. But on Saturday, I had the worst sinus pressure in my face. Like right around like the nose forehead area to the point where if I bent down, like it hurt.
It's like pressure. Yes. Oh, the worst.
It hurt. And I didn't know it was happening because I've never had that before. And I get migraines in general. So I thought this was like a weird migraine. And Andrew was like, no, it's sinus pressure. And so I'm like expecting there to be a sinus infection coming. So far, that's been my only issue. And it's mostly gone now. I mean, I still get it a little bit if I bend down. But for all day Saturday and then most of Sunday, it was horrible. Like,
did you guys have weird weather?
Like, I mean, in general, like living 80, in Texas, yes. So we did.
It's like 80 and then 30, and like the drop in like the pressure.
So it was really hot last week and like rainy, or it was really hot last week, and then Friday it dropped into the 50s, like as the high, and was like rainy, and that was like all day Friday, and then Saturday it like got warm again. And so it was just like very up and down. But it was also like sunny, hot, rainy, sunny, rain. Like it's just been nonstop. And so that was not fun. My 5-star is that I went and saw The Devil Wears Prada 2 on Sunday night with a bunch of girlfriends. And it was so good. Like
really?
I tend to go into sequels or remakes like very skittish, like I don't know how this is gonna be, especially if I really loved the first movie. Like if it is a movie, and dare I say, I think I liked this one more. That might be a hot opinion, but hot take, unpopular opinion, I don't know. I just combined them, and it was very good. I felt like it really like closed everybody's chapters so well, and like. Really, I mean, I felt like if you wanted to make a third one, like you could.
Sure.
But I felt very settled with the story where like, I don't know that like after seeing this, I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't feel super settled in the first movie with like everyone's storylines. And I don't know, it was just really good. I mean, Meryl Streep to me can do no wrong. Like she just,
agreed.
She could stand on the screen and like eat a donut and I would be like, Oscar. Anne Hathaway, I'm convinced like Paul Rudd has drank the blood of children and ages backwards. Like, ma'am,
whoever's doing her work,
whoever is doing your Botox, tell us where and how much and what, how many you're getting. I need to know the unit number, what your skincare routine is. I need to know all the products you're using.
Lots of lasers, I'm sure.
I need to know everything she's doing to her face. And then I need it to replicate for me. It was just great. I love Emily Blunt. She's so fucking funny. Like I just think she's the best. But I was like, overall, I was like very, very impressed. I even got like a little bit teary at the end. Like there was like an inkling of like an emotion.
Like a whisper of
There was a whisper of an emotion happening for me. And laughed out loud a lot. There was a lot of good throwbacks to like, different things and
okay, now I definitely
well done.
Need to, like, bump it up. Okay.
Well done. And I want to say also that was the first non-kid movie I had seen in a theater in I think at least 2 years. So
wow. Okay, so it's been a minute.
Been a lot of minutes. So
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I have a lot to discuss because I went to, so my one and my five are kind of the same. So I went to Arizona. So
Is
it's
this the
like,
travel?
yeah, kind of all of it. So the five was that like we had a kid-free trip. My husband's like company, actually, he got invited, like one of his clients invited a bunch of them out, and basically they all get to bring a spouse. So like, great. So I've been on this trip before. But like, so like that was wonderful. Like the weather was amazing. I got to like lay by the pool and do some reading. But then they also have some like arranged activities that you like
Mm-hmm.
pick before you go. So the five was the trip, but nearly also like the one was the trip because it's a lot of small talk.
I can't
And
do
I
that. It
just,
is so hard for me. Like I can do it for like 2 hours. I cannot do it on a trip.
right.
Like,
And I'm, so like, again, all these people are like in the insurance world, and I'm like a plus one. So like myself and all the other plus ones are kind of just like, do, 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 do. And like, I recognize some of the people from, we went on the same trip like a year and a half ago. And so we're like, hey, and we kind of like caught up. Like after an hour, we've done all the surface level like catching up we can do. So like I don't, again, like I don't know these people. So then I'm kind of like, okay, and that's like, the first night there's cocktail hour and then dinner. And you like sit and socialize for dinner too. And the next day there's like a group activity. So it's just a lot of like small talk. Actually
mm-hmm.
the second day was great. Shout out Ellen and her friend Julia, new listener of the pod. Hi Julia.
Hi,
So
Julia.
like we got chatting, so that was fun. But it's like again, it's just like how many hours can you like talk to people? And I just was exhausted, and I was like, God, I just
How
like don't
many?
like
I
being
can tell
around.
you how many hours you can talk to people. It's two. The answer is two. That's it.
Yeah, and
It's
like
two
nice
hours.
people, but then I'm done.
But like, I can talk to my best friend for like 100 hours. Like, never get
Yes,
tired of it. I cannot make small talk with people I don't know or people I don't like for that long.
it just there's you hit a wall, and then you like can't discuss anything else without getting like really kind of like personal. And like my husband and all these people, and we talked about it. He's like, oh yeah, like I can always be like, so like, what are you writing these days? And like, what are you guys seeing? And how's like this market? Blah blah blah. So like they have like the industry to like fall back on, so he can just like
Yes.
talk to them. But I'm like, so like, what do you like to do? You know what I mean? Like what we went through like all the
What are
basics.
your
So
hobbies?
right. So it was fine. I just was like, oh my goodness. I think I don't know if I'm just like getting older and like more curmudgeonly and like antisocial, or if I like my bullshit meter just goes
No,
down,
that's
but like
actually both things are actually true. As somebody a little bit older than you, I can tell you that both are true. I feel like as you get older, your bullshit meter goes like it's like non-existent, and you do get a little curmudgeony. And I think it's more like you realize how like much free time you don't have and how much time for yourself you don't have. So then you don't want to spend it doing things you don't want to do.
right. And
Like
I'm really bad about that. Like at one
I
point I was
am
like, can
really
we
bad
just go
about that.
back? My
I
husband's
will
like, we have to
say
stay.
so
I was like,
notoriously, I like I have like a weird I have okay. I have been a room mom for both of my kids
oh,
from the start of the time they were in school. Okay. So 8 years since preschool started. It's my 8th year room momming. Okay. Collectively. And there's been a lot for the past 5 of them. I've been both kids' room moms. Okay.
that's an undertaking. I usually do one at a time.
Well, so I told Andrew last night, I was like, I think I'm going to take next year off of being a room mom. I'm still on the PTA executive board. And I'm like, I feel like I can help just as much in the classroom or at school as I want without having to be the one like collecting for a gift or
Right.
like organizing that. Like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Right.
And I still want to be there to like help teachers. I just don't want to have to like do that part of it. Also,
Right.
speaking of new listeners for the podcast, although I don't think this is a new listener, okay. I shout out to Rachel's sister. Hi, Rachel's sister. I was
Hi.
hi, Rachel's sister. We were doing an event last Thursday night. I had to do kindergarten roundup at my kid's school. And one of the girls that was there helping me, who's going to do my position on the board next year, Rachel, she was like, oh my God, my sister listens to your podcast. Her sister does not live here, mind you. Like, I don't know her
Huh.
sister. Like, I don't think Rachel listens to the podcast. But I was like, I'm sorry, what? And I guess like her sister saw that she followed me and she was like, you know her? Like, I listened to her podcast, and I have to tell you, like, I have never had such an exciting time at a school event that I
Oh my
was
gosh.
throwing than hearing that news right before it. because I was like, oh my God, someone
You're like, thank
listens.
you for listening.
It's just really exciting when you like talk to people who are like, oh, so and so listens. I don't
Like
know.
someone actually cares like what we're saying and like wants to like tune in. Yeah. Um,
Oh,
Speaking of movies, though, back to the Devil Wears Prada, I do have a movie to bring finally that I watched. So, this 5 hour plane ride to Arizona, I watched Wuthering Heights, and I know I was like texting you updates.
she was texting me updates. I was like, let me know how it is because I need to decide if I want to like commit to this, you know,
2.5 hour movie.
novel of a movie.
So, do you like want me to give you like a slight? It wouldn't be like a spoiler. Do we say like
I've
overall
read
thoughts?
Wuthering Heights though. Like I've read the book, so like there's really
Okay,
not a spoiler. Like
then I'm gonna
I
give you my
I
thoughts. I didn't read the book, and so like if you think you're gonna still
the
watch this
movie
movie, like skip
ends
ahead for a
before
minute.
the book ends, by the way. Like the movie
I know they're
quite
different. I've heard they're
literally
different.
the movie cuts out half the book.
Which is fine. But I think I thought it was gonna be like I did not think it was gonna be a happy ending like story or necessarily like I kind of thought it was giving like tragic love story vibes. But even in the beginning, like I did not think she was very like nice to him, and I wasn't really like rooting for them to be together. And she was like kind of like a bitch to him. And then she sends him off, and then he comes back and she's like, "Oh, like I just want you to love me, like, but I don't really like love you." But then she's like, "But I do love you." And then she like marries the other guy, fine. And then he like marries somebody else to get back at her. I'm like, why don't you just leave this rich dude and like be with him? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They were very like petty to each other. And I was like, this is not giving like they're in love. Like this is very my husband's like, you didn't really seem like you were like into it. I was like kind of ready for it to be done. I thought I was gonna feel more and be like, oh yes, like they were supposed to be together. And I was like, this is pretty toxic. Which like I do love it.
Do
Like
you
for the time and a place, but it was not really I was like, meh.
do
It was
you
like a 3 out of
DNF
5.
movies or no?
Yeah, I DNF'd people with me on vacation. I
Okay,
only
right.
give
I
that like I
forgot.
give that like two
Which I
minutes. Like if I had
watched
been
again this weekend, by the way. I love
if I
that
had
movie.
like been on a plane, I probably could have given it another try. I was just really into this. Jacob Elordi is really doing it for me right now. So I was determined to finish it, but I was just kind of like, hmm. I kept being like, when is
He's
it gonna get like better?
okay. So I have another movie I watched that like is so weird. Okay. It's called Oh Hi, like O comma hi. Okay.
Okay.
And this is the premise. It's so I
Great
watched the
title.
trailer, right? Okay. So it's a dark comedy and I knew that going in. And
Okay.
in the trailer, what I'm about to say is all in the trailer. So this is nothing spoiler. So it's a guy and a girl, like it opens with them like going on this road trip to like clearly like a place upstate. Like they're just like having just like a delightful little road trip. You can tell they're like newly dating or like, it's they're still in like the fun phase of like everything's new. And they like stop at a strawberry stand and like anyway. So they get to this house, they're like having sex in all the rooms because
As one
I don't
does.
know, as one does. And anyway, then like they find this closet and it's like all these sex toys of like whoever owns this like Airbnb house. And
Huh.
so they're at one point they're like, "Oh, like let's tie each other up, okay?"
Oh my
And
God. Okay.
she doesn't like this is very early in the movie and it's all in the trailer. She doesn't like being tied up, so he gets tied up. After they have sex, they're like laying there talking, and he's like, "Yeah, like she says something and he's like, yeah, like I'm just not really looking for a relationship. And she's like, we're in a relationship. And he's like, no, like we're just dating. And anyway, so she decides to leave him tied up and make him fall in love with her. She's like, give me 12 hours to make you fall in love with me.
Huh.
Hijinks
Okay.
ensue. Anyway, it was fucking weird. Andrew and I were watching it Saturday night, and it was one of those things where like he was like, do you want to keep watching it? And I'm like, yeah, do you? He's like, yeah. And like we were like unsure, but
Right.
we were like we couldn't stop watching it, and then it ended and I was like, did I like it? Did I not? Like I'm still not sure if I liked it, but I can't stop talking about it. Like I've literally talked
Interesting.
about it to every person I've come across since, but I'm still not even sure if I liked it but it's like in my head. Does that make
You like
sense?
can't look away. It's like almost like like bad, not like a bad, but like, it's like a train wreck. You're like, I shouldn't really be like
Yeah.
watching this, but like I kind of got to know what happens. But like this is like uncomfortable. I was
Anyway,
like
it's on
googling it. It looks
Netflix.
okay.
If anyone wants to watch it, it's on Netflix. If you do watch it, DM me and like, did you like it? Like, are you like me and you're not sure? Like, I need to talk to somebody who's seen this movie. Um, but yeah, are you reading
Trend.
anything?
Oh my
Or
gosh, I
did you
read
just want to talk about?
so many things. Well, actually, can we talk about the Laguna Beach reunion really quick?
Yes.
Because I still have opinions on that. I actually didn't even finish it. I probably still have like 20 minutes left. I don't know what I thought it was going to be. And honestly, I got more out of listening to Kristen Cavallari's podcast
With Lauren
um,
Conrad, I
with Lauren
agree.
Conrad. And then even her second one, she does like a Laguna Beach like rap where she kind of talks about like, hey, like here's actually what happened. Like they all just got there and they're like, okay, ready, go. And they like hadn't seen each other. And they just put them on that sound stage with what's her face? Carly, what's her name? The host.
Uh,
And it was
I
just
can't think of her name right
awkward.
now, but I know who you're talking about.
It was awkward. I thought she was like horrible, and maybe it was supposed to be awkward on purpose, but all of a sudden she's like, so who did you cheat on each other? And it was just like very out of the blue and very like not read the room, and everyone just seemed like uncomfortable. She's like, so who did you hook up with on the show? Who did you? I'm like, these people are like 40. Like the questions just felt like really immature still. And I was like, yes, when I was
Hmm.
15, I would have cared like, oh wow, like Kristen and Talon or like whatever, like Steven and Jessica. But I was just like, are we like? It just felt
Do you
really
know who
petty and
looked so odd to me is Trey. I thought he was like kind of cute in high school, and I'm like, you are not. Neither
agreed.
is I never thought Dieter was very cute, but like, he
They
also
were
has
just
not aged well. Stephen Coletti hasn't aged. Period.
Stephen
Stephen
Coletti,
Coletti just looks like Stephen
like a
Coletti.
fine wine.
Like, but
Um,
like a hotter Stephen Coletti. But I was as such a One Tree Hill person. I feel
yes,
like I've been like I like loved him on One Tree Hill. Like I
agreed.
Stephen Coletti may be my favorite person from Laguna Beach.
I don't
And
disagree,
I
but
felt like
actually,
he
I
was
do.
oh, sorry, what?
No, I was. Gonna say, I do love Kristen Cavallari too. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
think they really did this. I was such a like, oh LC, and like I thought Kristen was like the worst, but now I'm like, oh no, I really like respect who she's become. I like as a businesswoman, and like she's very open, honestly, and I love her podcast. But go back to Stephen Coletti. Tell me.
I was gonna say it was like very like endearing when he was apologizing to Kristen for like how he acted in Cabo and like I really appreciate that so many of them have like stayed friends through these years and like I don't know, it just kind of speaks to like in a world where like you really don't know what on reality shows are quote unquote real. I do think a lot of what happened in season 1 of Laguna Beach, at least like interpersonally, was very real. I mean, I know they would like put them in certain situations and like do certain things, but I don't know. I mean, I I felt like medium about the reunion. Like I didn't have like strong opinions either way. It was like enjoyable and fine, but like I wouldn't watch it again.
No,
Like
it was nice seeing them together, or even like Kristen and Jessica like shopping for groceries. She's like,
I
so
didn't
like,
like those. I didn't
I was
like
like,
those
what?
like weird things where they were just going to the that part I didn't love. Where they just went to the random nostalgic places. I'm like, I don't enjoy this part at all. I just gave myself a
It,
paper cut, by the way.
oh gosh, it just felt a little like fake. And she's like, oh, like my implants are this, yours are like this, and like again, but what are you supposed to say? The cameras are rolling. Like she's like, so like, how's your divorce? And Kristen's like, well, it's been 6 years or however long. So like, it just felt a little,
Forced.
yeah, very forced and like. But again, if they're like, hey, go, Kristen and Jessica, go talk at this. Like, what are you supposed to say? Like they know you're
Yeah.
recording. I get that you're kind of in between like a rock and a hard place. I don't know what I thought it was gonna be. Everyone's like, oh, it's healing for the millennials. I like seeing them all together. I loved Laguna Beach.
Hmm.
So I probably need to finish it, but I was just not. I was like, Roku, do better.
Yeah, it was. Oh, Casey Wilson is her name.
Okay, I was close.
I gave myself a
Okay, thank
paper
you for like
cut.
humoring me on that. Do you need a band-aid?
I no, I'm okay. But y'all, actually, you know what's worse than a paper cut? It's when you're opening a box and you get like a cardboard box cut.
Not fun.
No,
Not
that
fun.
fucking hurts. Okay.
What did you
Let's
read?
talk. What did I read?
You.
Nothing. Because I usually spend a lot of Saturday or Sunday reading, and I felt like actual shit. So, I closed my eyes because opening them hurt. But no,
Okay.
I am trying to decide what my next book is going to be. And I texted you, and I was like, "Oh, this 5-star weekend looks good. Should I read that?" And you were like, "No."
It's not like my favorite of hers. It's just weird. It's like women getting together for like a girls' weekend, but there's some like drama with some of them, and then there's kind of like a reveal, and it's just
Will you just
like I
tell
like
me what the reveal is so I don't have to read it?
Yeah, so like spoiler alert for the 5-star weekend. Like if you think you're gonna read it, skip ahead. Like I'm pretty again, it's been a few years, so I forget like one of the women she invites is like her husband's like mistress, I think, and the husband is like
That's
cheating with
kind
this.
of what I gathered
I
from the
think I think it's
trailer.
like so then I'm just
But is
like,
the
this is
husband
like
dead? Or are they
I don't
divorced?
no, I forget. But it was
Okay.
just kind of like stupid. And I was like, I don't want to. And oh, because the one girl's like, I have to tell her. And the whole weekend, she's like, I have to tell her, like, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I shouldn't even be on this because it's her husband. I was like, again, Ellen Hildebrand does like that scene so well. And she's written such like I love the Blue Bistro. I love 28 Summers. I love the one, God, what is it? Not Silver Girl. The one where she dies in like the first chapter and then she spends the rest like watching everybody as like a mother, like, and she's like trying to like help her kids like before she kind of like goes see their side, like that's not a
Oh, I
spoiler.
don't
She
want
dies like I gotta what's it called?
I don't want to read
28
that
Summers.
though.
Golden Girl. It was so good, and she's like a mother, and she's like one final summer to protect her secrets while her loved ones on Earth learn to live without their golden girl. Unfortunately,
Jesus.
that yeah, she's killed in a hit and run. But then, and you're like, how can this like be good? But she's like watching, she sees like their growth. It was I
Oh
really
my
liked it.
God,
Like I
wait.
like that better.
What is that Nicholas Sparks book where like it's the movie was with Julianne Hough and she like is with this guy and his like dead wife is the one that's like talking to her. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, is that with not with Josh Jamel? Oh, Safe
Is it
Haven.
Safe Haven? Okay. Isn't
It is
she
with
like
Josh
running from
Jamel.
Okay, funny story about that. I've seen that movie once. For Andrew and I's very first Valentine's Day, we went to see that because I wanted to see it. And I think that was the last time Andrew was like, you can pick a movie. Like, he was like, this is the worst. And Andrew loves like a rom com. He was like, that was not a rom com. I was like, no. See, the thing
Gosh.
about Nicholas Sparks is they're not rom coms. They're
Oh no, they're
actually
like
like,
rom sobs.
yeah, like,
They're not.
I will say though, other than The Notebook, as far as books of his goes, the only other book that I really loved was The Wedding, which is like a somewhat sequel to
Isn't
The
it like
Notebook.
sequel? Did
Yes,
you
it's I loved that,
did you
but
read
they
A
should have
Walk to
made
Remember?
no, but I mean I've seen the movie. I don't think I ever read the
Okay.
book.
This is okay. Talk about like nostalgia, weird core memory. Like I remember I finished that book. I was
Going
probably
into
in
our
high
nostalgia.
school. Yeah,
We'll
going
just
into our
go into it
nostalgia.
now.
I like talk about a core memory. I finished that book and obviously she like dies of cancer. Nearly, I'm like 14 reading this. I'm like, I'm finishing. I'm like sobbing hysterically. My mom's like, "What is wrong?" I was like, "She died at the end." She's like, "It's just a book." I was like, "No, but you don't understand. Like, they got married. She like reformed him, and then she died." And that was probably one of the first like really sad books I read, and I was just gutted. I don't think I saw it coming. I think I thought like, oh,
I
she'll go into remission. I was, my mom was like, are you okay? She was like folding laundry. And she was like, you need to take a, like, it's just a book. It's
I
not that
saw that
deep.
movie in the theater when it came out. It was my senior year of high school, and I went with my boyfriend at the time, and he was like probably the only guy in the theater. It was like the weekend it opened. And when Shane West came on the screen, it was like back when all the girls would be like, "Woo!" Like there was
Yeah.
like an audible like noise that happened in the theater. And I don't know why. Like I vivid like you know how like some movies you can like see yourself in the theater. It's like you remember going to see them. I'm the same way for Meet Joe Black, which is like one of my all-time favorite movies with Brad
I
Pitt.
hate you. I never,
Y'all,
I don't know if
you
I saw
never seen
that.
it?
No, I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I was like exclusively like rom coms. I had like the black like book of like DVDs that you'd put in the sleeves. And I've had
Sure.
like 50 like rom coms.
Do you know what my favorite? I think one of my favorite rom-coms is that for me only gets better every time I watch it is Bride Wars.
That's a good
I
one. But then we
fucking
were like
love
adults.
Brides. Yeah, I know, but like I'm just
Oh,
saying,
okay.
like it
Yes,
still was like
Bride
20
Wars,
years
excellent.
ago. Like when did Bride Wars come out?
It still hits.
It was like 20 years ago, I think. Okay, it
Because
was
then they,
17 years ago, 2009. I mean, that's still nostalgia.
isn't
Like
that
you
wild?
can
Yes, it
nostalgia.
is.
Well, it was like when I saw Devil Wears Prada and I was like, "Oh, when did the first one come out?" And it was 20 years ago. And I was like, "I'm sorry. I don't know if this is like a specific thing to our generation, but I like feel when somebody's like something was 2006, I'm like, oh, like 5 years ago.
Right.
Like,
And then I'm like, oh, somebody said 1980 was almost 50 years ago. And I was like, no. And I was like, it was like 20 years ago. Like, it's like 2000 and like,
but
4.
that's what I'm saying is like, it's like
50 years ago
your brain for millennials, I feel like is just like stuck somewhere between like
at
2005,
2000.
2011. It's like you can't everything all your like when someone's like, "Oh, like I was born in 84." And I'm like, "That was like 20 years ago." And I'm like, "Oh no, that
Right.
was 42 years ago." Like, no.
Speaking of millennium, because again, you're a couple years older than me. Like, did you also think that the world was going to end
Sure,
in
that was a thing. I mean,
on
we
New Year's
were
Day on
because what
2000?
was I? It was yeah,
I
I
was
was like
10.
I was right before I turned 16. It was like the New Year's Eve and I turned 16 4 months later and we had like a New Year's Eve party at a boy in my grade's house and like yeah, we all thought like something crazy was going to happen and then you know what happened? Nothing.
Nothing. My
Nothing
parents were like, I don't know if
happened.
the clocks are going to know to turn. I don't know if we had a computer. I mean, I was 10, so like maybe we had a computer, but like, I don't know if we had canned food or like water ready and like some
I
flashlights. Like, I
remember the
think they,
Y2K stuff, y'all. If you remember the Y2K craze, like the whole year of 1999, people were unfucking hinged. Like it was almost like COVID style, people like hoarding shit and like wanting to be in like a bunker. I'm like, so I
okay,
was
because
not.
we'll tell it for like if you're like Gen Z, welcome, and you like, when you're like, what are they talking about? Basically, they didn't know if the computers and like clocks and really it was really like the computers, like the banks and all of that. They didn't know if they'd be able to go from like 1999, like
Oh, like
1999, if they would
people
know to
were.
go to like 2000. Like they were like not sure if the computers and like everything was gonna like understand that it was like a new year and like
Thank God I won't be here for the next one because
like
I can't imagine like the kind of batshit crazy stuff people will do. But it was funny because I was like, oh, like we saw a millennium turn. And that's like really rare. Like, I mean, not
yeah,
like, I mean, our
yeah,
kids will
no,
never, our grandkids will never. I mean, like, that was quite literally like a once in a lifetime occurrence. Just like it's crazy to me that like this summer is the 250th birthday of our country.
I
And
know.
I'm going to tell you, okay, speaking of nostalgia, one of my favorite movies from like, I don't want to say childhood, but I guess I technically was like 11, is Dazed and Confused. I love the movie Dazed and Confused. And like one of the whole like kind of very like minor little subplots is how that summer is the bicentennial of the country. And like they talk about it a lot. There's like random signs like behind them places for it. And I'm like, oh, like this summer is like the 250th birthday. And I'm like, so like this summer, it's been 50 years since like Dazed and Confused took place. It came out in the 90s, but it like took place then. And then I saw a thing the other day that it was like if Dazed and Confused was made now, it would be like the summer of like it was like 2004 or like 2005 and I'm like, "Oh,
Oh my gosh.
okay." Like that's horrifying. I just can't. What were some of your favorite like nostalgia movies that
Oh, I have,
you
okay, ready for my list? Bring it
I'm
on.
ready. Oh, was that?
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I was in high school. Yeah, okay.
because then this is like, like, this is like middle school, like, like
Yeah, I
peak.
mean,
Okay.
bring it on. Yeah.
You Save the Last Dance. Oh, do you ever
Well,
see
I was
that Robbie
actually just
Anderson?
talking. I was talking to someone the other day about it. I love the Rob. First of all, everything Robbie Anderson does,
Gold, hilarious. But like watching
like
him roast these movies that we thought were like so good. But these are like what we watch at like
the
sleepovers. Did
Seventh
you watch?
Heaven ones were funny.
Yes, we'll get there. Did you watch Center Stage?
Of course.
Of
It's like
course,
I
right.
still watch Center Stage.
Anything Mary Kate and Ashley.
So, okay, here's my thing with Mary Kate and Ashley. So, what's funny is they're like
Dude,
actually very close to my age. They're only 2 years
yeah.
younger than me. But like, I think because when I was watching Full House, I just like really liked watching like Stephanie and DJ more. That like, even when like I will say, I do love, there's one Mary Kate and Ashley movie that I do love, and it's Holiday in the Sun, where they go to
Incredible.
like
I want to go.
Atlantis.
Yes, I want to go to Atlanta so bad. My parents were like, no.
I
Oh,
still want to go to Atlanta so bad.
but like Passport to Paris,
See,
phenomenal.
and
My
like
kids,
I feel like I was just like a
you
hair,
were a
like
little
a
too
literal
old.
hair old for that.
I was like, because they were just a couple years older than me. So like, I had their like curling iron from Walmart because I like, and they had like, maybe they did like, eyeshadow like crayons that were like blue
Oh
and
my
silver and
God.
purple. Like I had all those. I like anything American National. They had a TV show like loved. Actually, my girls just watched this weekend because they watched It Takes Two, where one's the
Oh
orphan and one's the
yeah.
rich girl.
Yes.
So like that was great. The only other movie, like, well, not the only other one, but I did love Coyote Ugly, and I have a
Oh my
funny
God,
story about this.
yes.
So, but
Love
I
Coyote
was,
Ugly. What
I
a
mean,
great
that was
movie.
peak movie. I was 11, okay, and I watched it at my friend Allie's house. Like, shout out her parent. Yeah, we watched it at a sleepover, and I was 11. Neely, we tried to be coyotes that year for Halloween. I was in
Sure.
sixth grade. And we were like, yeah, like we'll just be like coyotes. And my parents were like, over my dead body. Like, absolutely not. So like I ruined
Oh,
the friend group outfit because we couldn't be coyotes.
Coyote Ugly. Rob Anderson has done that one too. Um,
It's so good. I know.
when he's
See my
like,
bro, he's like, you're going to Hoboken. Like you're going like you live like an hour away by like
they
the
do, they
train.
acted like she was quite literally moving to like Europe. They're
Yeah.
like, throw her this whole party. Like she's literally moving to like, in her
Right.
apartment, like they were all shading on it. I thought her apartment was cool. She had that rooftop. I'm
I
like,
love that movie.
love your apartment. I
That
just, what's
soundtrack.
in the, so this was like my middle, like 11-year-old self. I was 11 when Clueless came out.
Okay.
So Clueless
Iconic.
was like a huge deal. Like we all had backpack purses and like the fuzzy pins. And like Clueless to me is a movie that I feel like will absolutely stand the test of time. Like it is so good. It has so many iconic lines and just I even loved the Clueless TV show that was on TGIF that had the whole original cast except not Alicia Silverstone. It was Rachel Blanchard. But
Oh.
Clueless came out. And then another one for me that my friend and I were just talking about was Now and Then. Now and Then came out when I was like, we were the exact, did you ever see Now and Then?
I'm really again. So well listen, if you were 11, I was like 5. Okay,
I
so
know, but like,
this came out in 1995. I don't know if I saw it.
so we were
Good
the exact,
pass.
when Now and Then came out, we were the exact same ages as those girls. And so
Okay.
like for us, we were just like, oh my God, like we just like got it. Like everything about that movie was just so on point. Like everybody could identify with one of the girls. Like Now and Then to me is like quite literally my childhood. Like I remember it's like we saw it in the theater and then when it came out on video, I remember riding my bike to Blockbuster to rent it like the day it came out because like we would I don't remember how we would know these things or if you just had to like frequently go to Blockbuster and you would see like a list of like when
New.
movies were
Yeah.
coming out and you would just have to like remember because it's not like you were like snapping a photo with your iPhone. You were just like
No.
remembering and hoping you remembered. And then I mean it's kind of like this is kind of another nostalgia thing, but like we always got a TV guide at my house.
Oh
And I
yeah,
can
you had
remember
to like
it's like we tried to explain this to Liam the other day, Andrew and I, and we are like, yeah, like we would get a TV guide and like that's how you knew what was on at what time on what channel. And Liam's like, what? Like he's just like it's like when we tell him how Netflix started as like renting DVDs and they would come in the mail and you would get like four
one or
episodes of a
two.
TV
Oh,
show and you would watch them and then you would mail it back and then you would wait a few days and you did the next four episodes of a
right.
show. And I'm like, you have no idea like the patience that their generation has, which is non-existent. Like,
Zero. Right.
and I do feel like my patience has become like if something takes longer than 2 days to ship, I'm like, what are
I'm like,
you
what are you
doing?
doing?
I still don't understand how we live in a world where some stuff takes 10 days to get to you from the same country. Like Amazon can do it in a day. There's stuff I have ordered under eye masks on Amazon and they have been here an hour later. Okay. Like
Yeah, sometimes you can get it like that night.
Beyond Yoga, it's like a week and a half. And I say that
No.
because I specifically just made a big Beyond Yoga order and it hasn't even shipped yet. And this was like 4 days ago. No tea, no shade to Beyond Yoga. I love you. Sponsor me. But what were some other movies from your childhood? I'm okay.
I fit Oh, Legally Blonde.
Oh, well, yeah. I was in high school for that too. Love Legally
You
Blonde.
know what we
Both of
watched with my
them.
kids? Actually, AI hack. We have been going on ChatGPT And actually, I've been asking it for book recommendations for my daughter. So if anybody, because I'm
I
like,
have
I
actually
don't know
really
what.
leaned in to using ChatGPT more. And okay, another hot take. And I know that this is like a very hot topic in the book world. Okay. I know like book people do not like AI. I am
Right,
not saying people should use AI to write a book and like pass it off as your own work. I'm not telling anybody to do that. What I will say is if you have like a text or an email you need to send and you're like, hey, like this is what I'm trying to say, make this sound better. Make me
right.
sound smarter in this email. Or like, hey, these
Or
are the ingredients I have. What can I make for dinner tonight?
totally. I've been using, okay, I do, there's a point to this. I've been using it for my daughter because again, I'm not up on like 8-year-old books, but I say, hey, she's reading at like a fifth grade level. Here's how old she is. Here's like the last 5 books she liked. And then it spits me out and it's like, oh,
I've
these
done that for
themes all tie
Liam.
together. So, but my point, yeah. So again, if you're like if you have kids, that's a great hack because she's found a lot of good series that way. Second hack though, I'll say, hey, I have like a 6 and 8-year-old. Like we need like a good movie that we can like all watch. I don't want it animated. And that's how we got It Takes Two. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, perfect. And you know what? It recommended Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay, so we tried to watch that with my kids and they were so uninterested.
Oh my
Like,
god, I think Quinn liked it more than Camille. Like she was kind of like, and she's like, who's that? And she was like a little confused. She's like, is that the mommy? And I was like, no, it's like Mrs. Doubtfire. But like that's actually the dad just dressed up.
also,
So it
can
was a
we
little
talk for
over
a
her head.
second about how
I was
Sally Field in
cackling.
that movie is supposed to be like our age?
Robin Williams, like R.I.P. was so funny. Neely, I was howling, and like all this humor that I missed as a kid.
Oh,
That
yeah.
like,
But
oh, I
also,
was like,
like, straight to her point, I too would be irate if I came home and there were like live animals and like a
in my
rager happening
house.
in my house. I would lose my mind.
Tony
Lose
looked up that
my mind.
he was like, how much do this house cost? You know,
Millions.
millions. I think it was like 2 point something. And he's like, it's on like, like a 0.1 acre lot. And it was like, I
It's
forget
like
how
the
much,
house
like,
in Full House in San
yeah, it was
Francisco. Like,
Full House back to TV. Incredible. Have your kids watched Fuller House yet?
no, my kids haven't even watched Full House.
Okay, so we've done both. Fuller House is so good. And I know, again, we talk about like
Speaking of
sequels and like
RIP,
Sandy
Bob
Tanner.
Saget. I
I
know.
know. But
Also,
Fuller House,
can
I mean,
somebody explain the Danny Tanner in like the first season of Full House is supposed to be like 27 and like Jesse and Joey are supposed to be like in their early 20s and I'm like how does he have an 11-year like make the timeline fucking make sense on Full
oh,
House. Somebody
yeah.
somebody make the timeline make sense for me. I need to
Um,
understand this.
Fuller House is one though that like if it's on and my kids are watching it, I'm kind of like, oh, like why am I crying at like DJ and like getting married to Steve? Like spoiler,
Ugh.
but it's so good. So like that is one that like as a parent, like some of their shows I'm like this is so stupid. Like why are we like watching this? Or like if I'm making dinner and they're like have the show on so I can like finish dinner. But, like Fuller House, I'm like, oh, I think they did an amazing job with it. And they
Okay, so
really
it
leaned into
says
like, oh, go ahead.
allegedly Danny Tanner was 30 when the show started and DJ's supposed to be 10. Okay.
Okay. It was the 80s, so he was like 20.
I mean, I feel like there's like an early episode. I have to Google this where he turns like 27.
Interesting. I don't know if I remember that. You know who?
It says, no, Danny Tanner turns 30 in the first season of Full House. The milestone is
Oh,
celebrated episode 11, the big 3-0. Okay, maybe this is like one of those,
interesting.
what the fuck is that? The Mandela effect? Where like
Oh,
you think something, where you thought it was called the Berenstain Bears, but it's like really the Berenstain Bears. Which, by the way, guys, those
okay.
books are really, speaking of
Oh, so
nostalgia,
problematic. I'm
those
like,
books
we're not
are
reading this.
so problematic. So my mom saved all of my Berenstain Bears books from childhood and gave them to me when Liam was born. And I was so excited about it. And I couldn't wait to read them. And I remember the first time I read Too Much Junk Food and Mama
Yes.
Bear is like chastising her kids for being fat. Rob Anderson talks
Yeah.
about those too. And I like the one where
So
she makes,
funny.
I will say he did an episode. I feel like Rob Anderson should be like, I wish we could
Like,
have had
Rob
him on the
Anderson, do you
podcast
want
for
to come
the
on the pod?
oh my God, dream guest for me. I would die. But
We're
like
manifesting
just
this.
like talking about the episode or the book of where Mama Bear decides to become like a quilt person and like make these quilts. You need to go watch it
Oh,
if you haven't. But
okay. He's
we kind of
he's so funny.
the another TV show nostalgia for me is for sure Seventh Heaven. I mean,
That's on my list.
I was maybe a year younger than Lucy when the show started because I think she graduated high school like a year before me.
I loved it so much. Like I would be like,
Matt
what night
was
is it
such an
on?
asshole to his sister. Like he was such a piece of shit in that show. Like such a like higher than mighty. Like Matt Camden bugs me hard in that show though, but he was so
I would
hot.
love to do a rewatch. And like Annie Camden and like, yeah, like Simon and Ruthie, like that was like
Do you
my
remember how
childhood.
Annie admits that one time she smoked marijuana? And there's
Well,
a
again,
whole
Rob
episode
Anderson
about
does
it.
all those what do they call him? Like the high school harlot, and like he's like, who is like, yeah, again, a little problematic now. But like, who was hot though when Ben and George, it's Kevin and there's brothers. Is this like Ben and George?
Kevin
George
and
and Jeff.
yeah,
Kevin's
Stoltz,
Kevin's
but
the hot cop.
Kevin and what the fuck is his name? Are you looking it up?
Yeah. Kevin and Ben. Okay, I wasn't crazy.
Ben.
And
Okay.
it's George and Jeff.
I
LOL.
kept wanting to say like Kevin and Keith. But I was like,
Oh
that's not
my
right.
gosh. They were like so hot. But like he like lived in the attic and like I think was it you and me talking? I was like when Mary like got arrested, like everything kind of went downhill. But you're like that's when it got better. And then she
Oh, I
dates.
loved
Oh,
that.
who is Wilson? Oh, Wilson with his kid. He
Oh,
was hot.
yes. But unlocked a different movie I forgot about, Camp Nowhere. That's what you need to watch with your
Oh, Andrew
kids.
Segan. Is that Disney Channel?
No, it was like a movie in the movie theater.
Oh, okay. I think I'm thinking of Camp Rock with the Jonas Brothers. You know, like basically the same thing. No, I like love Seventh Heaven. Did you watch TRL?
Of
Like, did you go home
course.
from school and watch? So good. Oh, Boy Meets
Absolutely.
World. Boy Meets World was on my list.
Oh, yes, Boy Meets World for sure.
I thought Sean was so hot. Ryder Strong. I was like,
Of
he was dreamy. It
course.
was the hair. Like, nothing was better than that, like 90s, 2000s hair. Like the
Nothing.
flow.
Oh my God.
Were you too old for Lizzie McGuire?
Yes, but I have seen some of it. I've never seen like the movie Lizzie McGuire. Oh, did you know what I loved with her was a Cinderella story.
Yeah. I mean, Chad Michael Murray. Anything. I was like, sign me up.
But also a movie that I watched that I was way too old to watch, or not way too old. I mean, it was like probably not marketed for me, but I love it. Is Sleepover. I love that movie.
Oh, I don't even know if it's just called Sleepover?
Yeah.
Sleepover movie. 2004. Okay, I was 14. I might have seen it.
I feel like you were like the prime age for that. I was
Yeah, it's with the
20.
girl from Spy Kids.
Yeah.
And Brie Larson. Okay, that's funny. So speaking of Hilary Duff in the Lizzie McGuire movie, this is like a funny like side story. So this is kind of segues into like music because I was talking about like CDs. Remember you had to like buy a CD. So I had the
Yes.
Hilary Duff Metamorphosis CD with like Come Clean on it, and something happened and it got scratched, as CD's dead. And then this is like so random. I like want to remember you could call into the radio and like win something. So
Mm-hmm.
like I called in and I won a CD. And I was like, oh my God. But of course I'm like 13. So my dad, he was like, I'll stop by after work and I'll pick you up a CD. I was like, great. Like, I don't know. I think I told him, I was like, if you can give me the new Hilary Duff CD, like mine got scratched. Like I can't really listen to it anymore. Do you want to know what CD he brought me home?
What?
He can picture the Evanescence CD.
Bring me to
And Neely,
life.
like back with like the girl on the like cover.
It's
Like
so good
this girl,
though.
Neely, this.
Oh, I remember.
I was
I
like,
remember.
Dad. I was no. I was I was like, do you really think I'm like Hilary
I
Duff,
remember.
Evanescence? Like, we're not, the vibes aren't vibing. So,
The
like,
vibes aren't
bless my dad.
vibing.
He was so sweet to even like go, but I was just like, this scary lady is like very angry. But did you go like buy CDs? Did you like save up your money and go?
Of course. Soundtracks were really big then. Like
Yes.
soundtracks like had a moment. It was like Clueless, Reality Bites, Empire Records. Other nostalgia movie for me, Empire Records. That was like a movie we watched over and over and over in high school. Love it so much. Um, it's like you had to be there. It was like the perfect movie for the time it came out. I was like 11 or 12 when it came out. I want to say it came out around the same time Clueless did, like maybe 95 or 96. But
Okay.
it was like something we watched. But also when I was in middle school, Scream came out, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. And those
Oh.
were like that's like when horror movies were like more campy, but like also like really marketed towards teens and like really had their moment. But also the ultimate nostalgia came out when I was in 8th grade, and that was Titanic.
Oh,
And Titanic and Romeo and Juliet, both with Leonardo DiCaprio, very different movies, both have him die. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Titanic, the ship goes down, and apparently that piece of
there
wood
was
was
no
not big
room.
enough for no room.
Yeah.
Um,
Allegedly.
Kate Winslet was so young when that movie came out. Like she had to have been like
He
21.
was so young.
They were both so young. Now he's disgusting.
What do you
He
think
is
it
so
is? Like, do you think he has a big dick? Like, okay, she was 20.
No, I think
What's
he's
his? I mean,
Leonardo
he's like 50
DiCaprio.
something. How old is Leo? Let's see. She was 20. He was young too. Let's see. Oh, he was 22.
That's
Um,
still really young.
oh, that's very young. Okay, he's 51. What do we think it is?
I think there's hotter men than him. I've always thought he was attractive, but I've never bought into him being like the most attractive. I think he's fine. And I think he had years where he was real fine.
I,
But
I, he never really like did it for me. Even when he was even in
no,
Titanic, he's a little too like pretty.
he is very pretty.
I like him a
I
little
tend
more
to like him.
like
I'm
more
more
like
of like a
jock.
I'm more of like a Ben Affleck kind of girl. Like Ben Affleck
Okay.
has in many movies really done it for me.
Do you like his back tat? Is that real?
I don't know, but there's a movie, I think it's The Town, where he's on a pull-up bar in one scene. And like when I tell you that
You're like, I need a minute.
I had like a full body reaction to that. And I was like, I didn't know I was into muscles and tattoos until that moment. And I was like, huh,
Oh yeah, girl.
here. I'm into
Oh my gosh,
muscles,
like
but like tattoos have to be the right person. Like Andrew would never get a tattoo. I have a tattoo, but Andrew would never.
I have like a
Um,
couple like tiny ones, and Tony has
oh,
a tiny one.
mine is very tiny. I'm trying to think. Okay, can I talk about what I told you about before the podcast started? My like core memory unlocked.
Oh yes, please.
Okay, so if you're an elder millennial, you will remember Lisa Frank. And I can remember there was a time, and I verified this with my mom that it is true, that I had a subscription to a Lisa Frank fan club where you would get like a package in the mail of Lisa Frank like paraphernalia. It might be like a pencil or like a folder, some stickers, whatever. And I was such a sticker hoarder. Like I wouldn't let people use my stickers, and I didn't want to use my stickers. I just like Charlotte thankfully is not like that. Charlotte gets stickers. She's like they're everywhere. I
Oh
was
my
like
god,
you cannot use stickers. Stickers are
Neely,
to look
they
at.
have a Stony Clover collab,
Oh, that makes sense.
and they have a Kitsch like the pillowcases. Oh, Zara Larson, she's like a singer. Crocs. Oh, Morphe with their God, what are those called? You know the sponges.
Palettes?
Oh,
Oh,
pill.
makeup
No.
sponges?
Remember the they were like really big when everyone was doing the like baking. The
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. The
you know
like
what I'm talking
powder
about.
puff things.
Yes,
Yes.
that like when we like in like 2012 when you're all doing that. John Mayer. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's so funny. They have like a lot of little collabs. So
I
they
love
still
that for
have
them.
Orly nail collection. So good.
Yes, I did have that. What's like a non-movie, non-TV show, just like nostalgia for you?
Oh.
And then we'll
Hmm.
get into nostalgia books.
I was like going to like the field where like nobody knew where we were. I think like all the memes where it's like I'm in a field like drinking like a cold Smirnoff and
Yes.
like we like survived. I'm trying to think like nostalgia. Good. You know, honestly, like getting on the internet
For
and trying to like
me, because
AIM like my crush. And my mom was like, I need to make a
oh, for
phone call. And
sure.
I was like, Mom, I'm a little busy. And she's like, you have to get off the internet. And then I'd be like, I have to go like buy.
For me, my favorite piece of like high school specific nostalgia, and I guess early college too, was making burned CDs and then going to drive around with my friends and listening to said music.
The
Like,
best.
I don't know if this is like still a thing people do, like driving around, or if they're like now just like gas is too expensive. But um driving around was like what we did. Like we would like go to Chili's or like go get like McFlurries at McDonald's and you would just fucking drive around.
Yes,
You
you
would
had like
drive around
nothing
in like
else to do.
loops. It was like loops. You would just drive around and you would listen to music and you would talk about your crush, or you would talk about the girl that was mean to you, or you would whatever, or you would go drive past your crush's house. Like you just fucking drove. And you might like decide randomly to like go to a park and like sit on playground equipment and like swing or something at like 11 p.m. at night because like there was nothing else to do when you're a teenager. I mean, you've seen the movies that are in theaters. You've gone to Chili's 100 times. It's like what? And I grew up in Dallas, and there was just like nothing to do, and so we just drove around. And if somebody like recommended doing something else, we'd be like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm
why
not,
would you want to do?
I'm wondering how many viruses I gave my parents like desktop computer getting on like LimeWire or like was it
For sure.
Firefly or whatever, being like, I need to like download this music. And they're like, why is the computer so slow now? And I was like, oh, I think I gave it like a virus. Making my mixtape for my boyfriend. Like, sorry.
Downloading the songs on Napster and LimeWire, and like
Yes,
sometimes you would get a
LimeWire.
weird version of it where like there was like a radio cut in of it, and you didn't know till you were like listening to it, and you're like, well, shit,
Right.
that sucks. Yeah, like
Oh my
I
God,
remember
so
getting
good.
a CD burner for Christmas one year, and that was like everything.
So good. Okay, so
Sims,
what
another one, Sims.
I feel like I didn't really play like The Sims a lot, but I had,
Oh,
did you have like a Game Boy? Were you little, was it like past? I had a
no, we
Game
had
Boy.
Game Boys. I didn't have a Game Boy. I had the Sega one because we
Oh,
were a
okay.
Sega family. We had like a Sega and a Sega CD, and then we had like the handheld
We
Sega.
had the ones you could like take on a trip. We had like the little, like a Game Boy
Yes.
Advance or whatever it was called. Like,
Yeah.
again, this is from like 25 years ago. That's so funny. Okay, so what about books? I do have a list of like books that were like
Okay.
nostalgic or like series that were like pivotal.
Pivotal series for me, Babysitter's Club. I mean, to me, there's like
Yep.
no more pivotal series than reading Babysitter's Club and Babysitter Little Sister, which was like
So good.
the pre-Babysitter's Club books. But also for me, Boxcar Children. That was like
Yes.
a big one. And then I would get into like the Judy Blume, like Super Fudge, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, um, Just as Long as We're
Ooh,
Together. Like the Judy, I would say like Anne M. Martin, who wrote Babysitter's Club, and Judy Blume, like shaped my brain chemistry when it came to anything books. Like that
Queens.
is my nostalgia. Oh, Ramona books, like Ramona the Brave,
Loved
Ramona
Ramona.
Quimby. And that was earlier. That for me, that was more like second, third grade.
Yeah.
That
And
had
like the little mouse, right? The
that's what you
motorcycle.
should get Quinn is the Ramona books. Has she read them?
She
Oh,
had them all on
okay.
her shelf. Yes.
Okay. I
She
was
did like the
like,
whole Babysitter's Club series. She had a Babysitter's Club cake for her 8th birthday. She's like, I want a Babysitter's Club cake. And I was like,
I was
they don't
really
really like
disappointed
make
that
those.
the new show didn't do better. I very much enjoyed it. I watched it.
The new
It was
Quinn, they watched it. It was like, oh, I don't know if I loved like everything. They were very like opinionated for I don't
they
know.
were little tiny feminists for sure. I mean, some of them.
Yes. And they're
But
like, oh, like we
I
all
can
need to make
vividly
like equal
remember
pay.
Marianne on the Babysitters Club had like bizarre rules her dad had set for her where like she couldn't cut her hair and she had to like
Okay.
wear skirts and like
Yeah.
it was giving Mormon. It was giving polygamy.
Yeah.
It was giving
He was very like
Amish.
strict. Did you read Sweet Valley High?
Abso-fucking-lutely, I read Sweet Valley High. Are
So
you okay?
good. And now they have like
Sweet
graphic
Valley
novels.
High
So,
to
like,
me was like when you've grown out of Babysitters Club and you're like, I'm
yes.
ready for like a grown-up book, but you're like 11, you read
Sweet
Sweet
Valley
Valley
High.
High.
Yes.
Um,
Oh my,
oh
it's so good. What else did I have on here? I love Sweet Valley High. This is real. Did you read Walk Two Moons? I don't know why. Like I saw that in a bookstore and I was like,
mm-mm,
oh my gosh, by Sharon Creech. Sharon Crouch.
no.
Walk Two Moons. That was pivot holes. So
Yes.
good.
I got holes for Liam, maybe for like, I might have given him that for Valentine's Day. I feel like I just gave it to him for something, or maybe it was in his Easter basket. But yeah, I got Liam
Quinn loves
holes
that
because I
one
thought he would
too.
like it. Yeah.
And then we watched the movie. I was like, we have to read the book first, and then we can watch the movie. Obviously like Harry Potter. That was I still
Well, so
remember like
I was older for
a
Harry
little
Potter. Harry Potter and Twilight were like once I got into my 20s.
okay. See, I remember we went to like a book thing, and this was like when like I remember it's again core memory. The librarian sat us down, and she read us like the first chapter of Harry Potter, and then like it
Oh
had just come out, and
God.
like nobody knew it was going to be like huge. Again, there's no internet. I think it was
Oh,
like
for sure.
1997 or 1998. So that was just, and this was funny, like another, how did you like find, like we used to go to the library a lot, and I would always check out like 10 or 15 books because I was like the only girl and like didn't want to play with my brothers. And the librarian would be like, is this like too many books? Like, you have a lot of books out. And I was like, babe, like, watch me. I'll be back in a week. Like, but I remember going to the librarian. Her name was Marie. She was the best. And she would like hold like the new books for me because she knew I would like them. Because like you didn't have
I
like
love that.
you didn't have like TV or Instagram or anybody telling you like, hey, like these are the books to read. So I'd go to Maria and be like, what you got this week? Like Belle, like
What you
literally like Belle
got?
and Beauty and the Beast. I'd be like, do you have anything new for me? Because I couldn't like I read them so
Speaking
fast.
of
So she was
Beauty and the Beast, we didn't talk about nostalgic Disney movies, and I think my most nostalgic Disney movie is Toy Story. Like,
oh,
Little
are you gonna see
Mermaid was,
five?
of course, Little Mermaid came out when I was 5. It was the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater.
Oh my
And so,
gosh.
like, Little Mermaid to me is always top tier. It is the best Disney movie
Agreed.
ever made.
Agreed.
I don't think there's a better one. And you can fight me on this, but I don't think there's a better Disney movie with a more memorable song,
Mm,
or more memorable songs, plural, all of them,
so
than
good.
Little Mermaid. But when
Mm.
Pixar, Toy Story, was the first big Pixar movie that came out. And I feel like that was like very pivotal. I want to say I was in like 5th or 6th grade, but like that's really when like the movies started getting like crazy good. And I love all of the Toy Story movies. I can't remember if is it Toy Story 3 where Andy gives all of his toys away?
I was gonna say, did you also sob? I look over at my
My
husband and
like
he's
a small child. I was
like sobbing. And my kids were kind of like, what's wrong? I had to like get up and leave because I was like crying so hard. And they were like, Mommy, what's wrong? And I look over at my husband. He's also like, and he's not a crier. He's got like tears down his eyes. Or, okay, it's that one when he gives the toys away, but also when the toys go into the incinerator and they all hold hands and they all look at each other like, well, it's been a good run, guys. Weeping.
For
Weeping.
me though too, my favorite Pixar movie is Monsters Inc. And I don't know why.
Mm.
But I think Monsters Inc. is such a great movie. Like Liam went through a phase where we watched it like every day for I don't know how long. And it was right when Charlotte was born. And so like I would be sitting on the couch like feeding her or just letting her sleep on me. And Liam would be like cuddled next to me and we'd watch Monsters Inc. And so maybe that's why like I have like such a strong memory of it, is because like that to me is just like was like such a peak time of like
Yeah.
having 2 kids under 3 and like being like, this isn't so hard. I still, to this day, if somebody is like, what is the hardest kid transition? It's 0 to 1. And I don't care if you have 2 kids, I think the hardest transition is 0 to 1. Going from no
Wait,
kids to
stop.
a
Do you
kid,
really?
I think going from no kids to a kid is the hardest transition.
Oh, I disagree. That's okay. I
One
think
to
one.
two for me was like nothing happened. Like we just like brought Charlotte home and we were like, she's always been here.
Like, I guess it's easier because you like know, and the second one just sleeps like the whole time. So it's really just entertaining like the first one. But it's once like it's not even the first 6 months because they just sleep and they just sleep on you and then you're like, whatever. It's almost like once they get more alert and then you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to entertain like two of them and they're vastly different. Like when you have like a 2.5-year-old and like a 6-month-old, like that was hard for me. And just trying to get them like and just like the monotony of the day. Like 0 to 1, like we just
Well,
like sat and watched like the
once
first 4 hours of the Today Show. And then I was like, oh, I guess it's lunchtime. Then I'd like put it on, maybe work out. And my husband's like, what'd you do all day? And I was like, like watched a lot of like Kathy Lee and Hoda.
I mean, I will
And it,
say with Liam, having one kid, like once I kind of like figured out what the fuck I was doing, Liam and I, it's like our day would start, like Andrew would feed him his bottle before work. I would like work out. He and I would like go to Starbucks. We would come back. We would go for a walk around the neighborhood for like an hour. Come back from that. He'd have another bottle, go down for a nap. I would like do laundry or shower or both, and
Mhm.
it was like I sectioned my day. Like I was so like hyper vigilant about just how I sectioned my days as far as like, this is our morning block and this is what we do
Oh
in the
yeah.
morning. And this is our like 3 hour block between nap 1 and nap 2. And so like, this is what we do during that time. And then we have this like, couple hour block in the afternoon before Andrew got home. And then
Mhm.
we would like give him like, but with Charlotte, it was a little different. Andrew had a longer paternity leave. Liam was in school full time until COVID. So for her first 4 months, he was in school every day. So I just had
Okay.
her. And
Right.
so it was different because it was like, okay, like pack them both off, drop them off,
Right.
drop Liam off at school. And then she was born in the winter. So we would like hightail it over to the mall. And I was like a mall walker with her. And she would like do her morning nap and I would fucking just walk. Like I would
Yeah.
walk like 6 miles around the mall while she morning
Because
napped.
when was her birthday? November?
November.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Camille was a month after her. So I don't know if it was just like COVID and like once like they both got like more like once Camille got more alert, I just like couldn't go anywhere because by then it was, she was December. So by June I was like, I still can't go anywhere. And even like the fall, like Quinn went back to school kind of like part-time. I don't know. I think if you asked me, but again, like I
Liam
wasn't
went back in the
working.
fall first time, full time. And it was hard because everything was still closed. So I still couldn't do activities with her. Cause like
Right.
you still like weren't really like doing like little gym or like those kinds of things that I did with Liam as a baby. And so
Right.
again, like her big social activity every day was like our walk or like our drive
Right.
to Starbucks. And
Right.
so, but Andrew after COVID was working at home full time. So he was at home. So like I had
Right.
so much like ability to like go run errands by myself or like go get a manicure. Like, cause if she was napping and he was working, like, I mean, he could
You were good.
man the
Yeah.
monitor. Like, I mean, so it was just like my experience to that, but like going from no kids to having a baby human and feeling like you had no fucking clue what you were doing. And then all of a sudden your husband goes back to work and you're just like, I guess it's you and me. And I have to keep you alive for the next 10 hours or so. And then like,
Right.
it was just, I felt
Tony
like all I did was laundry.
Tony went back to work so early. Like, again, they don't have like, because he's like a small business, like, or like an independently owned business. They don't have like,
Paternity leave.
maternity leave or like, and he could have taken more time off. But he's like, I can't feed her. Like, what you and I are just gonna like sit here and watch like TV all day. Like, I'm going back to work, and I was like, okay, like, I guess we're like doing it. We like sat there the first 2 days and just like looked at each other, and I was like, I guess you could like throw a little laundry in or like cook dinner, but like there wasn't. He was like,
Yeah.
he's like, bye. I was like,
Andrew
okay.
was
Like,
home for 2 weeks with Liam. And then he was home. With Charlotte, he was also home so I had a C-section with both, so I couldn't drive for 2 weeks.
right.
So with Charlotte, though, he got 6 weeks of paternity leave, but he didn't take it the normal way. He took 2 weeks and then he did modified days so that he could drop Liam off at school and pick Liam up from school for a while. And then he
Yeah.
took like a week over winter break and like he was going to take a week over spring break. He took the week over spring break and then didn't go back for 5 years. And so,
Yeah.
because then they were
I
just
feel like that's the
home.
way to, and that's what Tony tells like the young guys. He's like, listen, you don't need to sit home with your wife for like a month. I mean, God forbid like something
We
happens or
would,
like you're a
no.
C-section, but like he's like, save it for when the kid's like a little older and like going through like a sleep regression. You like actually like need it, or when you want to like take like there's nothing for you to do. Yeah, you
Yes.
can give him a bottle, but like I don't know, that might be like a hot take. And like again, if you have an uncomplicated birth like I did, and like there was no issues, like I didn't need him home. He was like
No.
so
And
fidgety and like bored.
it was helpful with Liam because he could go do stuff with Liam and like so that I wasn't like, trying to like take a kid to an activity with like a baby strapped to me. So he would take
Yeah.
Liam and go like do an activity and I would just kind of like hang with her. But anyways, any more nostalgia you want to speak on before we wrap up?
I really feel like we hit them all. Um, we really like covered everything.
If
It
you
ran the
guys
gamut
have,
today.
I want you guys to come talk to us in our DMs or comments about like the piece of nostalgia either we talked about or we missed from like, when movies, books, TV, whatever, and come talk to us about it because I guarantee we missed some things. But I also just like love to know what other people's like big nostalgia, I can't speak. Nostalgia things are. But Kailey, where can everybody find you?
I'm on Instagram at KMC Reads.
And I am on Instagram at Neelykens, except TikTok where I'm Neely Moldovan. And the podcast is Big Gap Energy Everywhere. And we will talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.